We all love a good story, especially when it comes to history. But sometimes those stories are more myth than fact. Let's dive into 5 of the biggest history myths that you might still believe. First up, the idea that Napoleon Bonaparte was extremely short. This myth likely stems from a mix-up between French and British measurements. Napoleon was actually around 5 feet 6 inches tall, which was average for his time. The confusion arose because his height was often reported in French inches, which are longer than the British inches. So he wasn't the tiny tyrant we've been led to believe. Next, let's talk about the Great Wall of China. Many think it's visible from space, but that's simply not true. Astronauts have confirmed that it's nearly impossible to see the wall with the naked eye from low Earth orbit. The wall blends in with the natural landscape, making it just another part of the scenery. It's a remarkable feat of engineering, but visibility from space, that's a myth. Now, consider the belief that Vikings wore horned helmets. This image is so ingrained in our culture that it's hard to shake off. However, there's no historical evidence to support this. Vikings actually wore simple helmets, often made of iron, without any horns. The horned helmet stereotype likely originated from 19th century romanticized portrayals of Vikings in art and theater. Moving on, let's address the myth that George Washington chopped down a cherry tree and confessed to it. This story, popularized by biographer Mason Locke Weems, is more of a fable than a fact. It was meant to illustrate Washington's honesty, but there's no evidence that it ever happened. Washington was a complex figure, and while he certainly had his virtues, this tale is just a charming fabrication. Finally, we have the misconception that people in the Middle Ages believed the Earth was flat. In reality, educated people during that time understood that the Earth was round. This idea dates back to ancient Greece, and by the Middle Ages it was widely accepted among scholars. The flat Earth myth was popularized in the 19th century, often to paint medieval people as ignorant, which is simply not accurate. So, there you have it. 5 history myths that have been passed down through generations. It's fascinating how these stories shape our understanding of the past, but it's equally important to question them. History is full of surprises, and sometimes the truth is even more interesting than the myth.